Tonight on the program, from political upheavals and border tensions to tales of hope, we take a look back at the top stories making 2025. สวัสดีค่ะ I'm Nad Bunag and welcome to This Week with Thai PBS World. As 2025 draws to a close, we take a look back at the biggest stories that have put Thailand in the global spotlight throughout this year. Thailand has witnessed another political turmoil with another prime minister ousted by the Charter Court and the most short-lived government in recent history. This also includes a series of power tussles and internal conflicts within the ruling coalition. 2025 has been another year of political upheavals, power tussles, and possibly the downfall of the Shinawatra political dynasty. The country also saw a temporary government installed before a snap general election was called for early 2026. The ruling Pheu Thai Party's coalition, under the leadership of Pathongtham Shinawatra, was already on a brink of collapse due to internal conflicts with its biggest coalition partner, the Phum Jai Thai Party. Both parties were on opposing sides over the Entertainment Complex Bill, one of Pheu Thai's flagship policies, with which Phum Jai Thai strongly disagrees. The bill was eventually dropped, following immense backlash from the public. But that's not over. Amid rumors of cabinet reshuffles, Interior Minister and Phum Jai Thai Party leader Anuthin Chanvirakul was rumored to have been kicked out of his seat, proving the presence of internal conflicts within the coalition. This came after Pheu Thai's de facto leader Thaksin Shinawatra's comments that the ruling party should take the interior portfolio, claiming that the ministry under Anuthin's leadership had underperformed. The real reason, though, could be to reclaim power, as having control over local government is one way of building a strong voter base ahead of the next general election. Meanwhile, investigations were also launched into the legitimacy of the Senate elections, which took place in 2024. A group of failed senatorial candidates filed complaints against 138 senators and the executive committee of the Phum Jai Thai Party of alleged collusion. Along the way, it also saw some senators being disqualified for their lack of qualifications. The notorious phone call between Prime Minister Pathongtham and Cambodia's Senate President Hun Sen caused public outrage during the reignited border conflict. The opposition demanded a House dissolution and that the Prime Minister should take responsibility for causing damage to the country's reputation. Pathongtham was suspended from her duties in July, pending investigation as to whether her actions amounted to ethical misconduct. This became a huge turning point for the ruling coalition, with Phum Jai Thai calling it quits to join the opposition bloc led by the People's Party. Other parties announced that they would remain with the ruling coalition. Eventually, Pathongtham's premiership was cut short. The Constitutional Court ousted her from office on August 29th after being Thailand's prime minister for just 1 year. Pathongtham's father, Thaksin Shinawatra, also ended up in jail after evading a prison term with his stay on the 14th floor of the Police General Hospital, claiming dubious illnesses. The Supreme Court has found that the former prime minister has not served his prison term after decades of self-imposed exile. He was supposed to serve his prison term for corruption charges and abuse of power, which have been reduced to 1 year by royal commutation. The opposition bloc later agreed to nominate Anuthin of the Phum Jai Thai Party as the next Prime Minister of Thailand, but with tough conditions. Those include calling for a House dissolution within 4 months, organizing a referendum for charter amendments, and that the People's Party will remain in opposition to scrutinize the government. Anutin became prime minister with a minority government, which also saw more outsiders in the cabinet than ever before. Anutin's leadership was tested by a number of crises, from border clashes and transnational scams to natural disasters and demands for a redraft of the constitution. The opposition has threatened a censure motion, which could put a minority government at risk. For this reason, Anutin has hinted at an earlier House dissolution from the initial plan in January. Instead, after less than 3 months in office, Anutin called for a House dissolution on the night of December 11th, paving the way for a snap election in early 2026. Thailand has already had 3 prime ministers since the last general election in 2023, none of whom came from the winning political party. Who will become Thailand's next prime minister will be decided after the elections in February, but who will put an end to the political crisis is still up in the air. And another promise that the interim government made was to put an end to the border tensions with Cambodia. From military action and bombings to landmine explosions along the border, Thailand and Cambodia have seen the most intense border clashes in recent history. This has also prompted the international community to intervene in hopes of putting an end to the hostilities.
2025 has been a year in which border clashes between Thailand and Cambodia escalated to a new level. They have taken the relationship to one of its lowest points in history. Skirmishes and gunfire exchange in May and December have triggered conflict, claiming lives and resulting in mass evacuations on both sides. Since May, border tensions have rapidly escalated at Chongbuk in Ubon Ratchathani province. Thailand has repeatedly claimed that Cambodia opened 5 forests. The situation has worsened, particularly after the leaked phone call between ex-Thai PM Pathongthan Shinawatra and Cambodia strongman Hun Sen. Both countries downgraded their diplomatic relations. The border clashes have spread to other border provinces in the northeast, including Srisakhet, Surin, and Buriram. The tensions became heated when Thai soldiers were severely injured by Cambodia's newly laid landmines, which Thailand says violate the Ottawa Convention, a claim which Cambodia has always denied. One of the deadliest attacks was by Cambodians' BM-21 rockets on July 24th on a convenience store and gas station in Kantararak district of Srisakhet, located 20 kilometers from the border, causing 8 civilian deaths and 14 other people injured. Bangkok accused Phnom Penh of deliberately attacking non-military zones and civilians. On July 28th, an immediate and unconditional ceasefire agreement was signed in Malaysia, brokered by ASEAN chairman and Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim. In late October, Thailand and Cambodia signed a joint declaration aimed at de-escalating border tensions, demining, and the withdrawal of heavy weaponry from the border area. The signing in Kuala Lumpur was witnessed by U.S. President Trump. Due to the conflict, border crossings have been closed after nearly 1 million Cambodian workers returned home in early August. The recent fighting was also displaced about 1 million people in border provinces of both Thailand and Cambodia. The latest round of border clashes began on December 7th and have continued until press time. Both countries have increased the scale of the fighting, including Cambodia using more sophisticated weapons and Thailand deploying F-16 jets to strike Cambodian military positions. The clashes also expanded into the eastern provinces of Thailand, including Sa Kaeo and Trat. The current Thai military operations are mainly aimed at Cambodian casinos, which are believed to be used as ulterior bases and scam centers. As of December 23rd, 23 Thai soldiers and 42 civilians have been killed. The Thai-Cambodia General Border Committee Secretariat meeting has been held in Thailand's Chanthaburi province, following the outcome of the ASEAN Foreign Ministers meeting on December 22nd. The real test is whether both sides can secure an effective ceasefire, avert further escalation, and provide relief and recovery for those displaced by the fighting. Warisala Sehan reporting for Thai PBS World.
Well, apart from the border tensions between Thailand and Cambodia, this year it might be fair to say that Thailand's economy has been very sluggish. While GDP growth fell to the lowest among other ASEAN countries, Thailand hit another hurdle, which were the U.S. reciprocal trade tariffs. This year also saw a number of populist policies aimed at boosting consumer spending being given a sudden red light due to economic constraints.
2025 has been another year of downturns for the Thai economy, with U.S. President Donald Trump's reciprocal trade tariffs being the game changer. Thailand was among the first 14 countries on which President Trump announced that they would increase reciprocal trade tariffs. Thailand faced tariffs as high as 36%. After much negotiation, the tariffs have been reduced to 19%, a rate similar to nearby ASEAN countries. But the impacts are still significant. The most affected exports include electric and electronic appliances, machinery and components, as well as rubber and rubber products, due to its high market share in the US and its relatively heavy dependence on the US market. The impact of the 19% tariff is expected to reduce Thai exports by 114 billion baht, according to the Center for Economic and Business Forecasting at the University of the Thai Chamber of Commerce. The economic impact is expected to be more severe in 2026, when exports are projected to decline by 275 billion baht. The third phase of the much-touted digital wallet scheme was postponed indefinitely. This didn't come as much of a surprise, as the government kept delaying the launch in light of economic constraints, especially reciprocal trade tariffs, which will affect Thai businesses. The first two phases of the scheme were previously launched for disabled people, low-income earners, and the elderly. Under the third phase of the scheme, 2.7 million Thais aged from 16 to 20 would have received 10,000 baht in financial support. The fourth phase for remaining Thais has been left up in the air. After changes of government, a new co-payment scheme was launched. Known asคนละครึ่ง Plus, the scheme was upgraded from that of the Prayut Chan-o-cha's administration, which proved successful at the time. Despite successful feedback, the second phase of the co-payment scheme proposed for next year is now on hold, following a House dissolution. The forecast for Thailand's GDP growth in 2025 is no higher than 2%. The National Economic and Social Development Council, or NASDAQ, adjusted the growth forecast for 2025 to between 1.8 and 2.3%, which is lower than last year. The ADB and World Bank forecast Thailand's GDP growth at 1.8%, the IMF at 2%, and the Kasikorn Research Center at 1.5%. The common analysis was that Thai exports would decrease in the second half of this year, following the infliction of reciprocal trade tariffs. Tourism, which has been the backbone of Thailand's economy, also contributes to the sluggishness of GDP growth due to the decline in foreign tourist arrivals since the beginning of this year. Thailand's GDP forecast remains the lowest compared to neighboring ASEAN countries where economic growth has improved. The highest GDP growth being in Vietnam, followed by the Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Singapore. Thailand is dealing with major setbacks that affect the stability of its economy, from border tensions and political instability to trade tariffs and rising household debt. Unfortunately, the GDP growth for 2026 is forecasted to decline further. According to SCB Economic Intelligence Center, the Thai economy is expected to grow no more than 1.5%, which would be the lowest in more than 30 years.
And unfortunately, it looks like next year will not be so bright for the Thai economy either. 2025 also saw natural disasters, from the unprecedented earth tremors from the Myanmar quake to the massive sinkhole in Bangkok, as well as the heaviest flooding in the south in decades.
Heavy rainfall has caused widespread flooding in several parts of Thailand, especially in the southern provinces, and one of the worst hit was Hat Yai in Songkhla province in November. This is not the first time that Hat Yai, a key economic hub near the Thai-Malaysian border, has faced serious flooding. However, this year marked the city's worst inundation in 25 years. Within 72 hours, the floodwaters covered about 16 districts, particularly the business areas of Hat Yai. The water receded a little on November 24th. That's when most residents thought that the flood this time might be a flash flood. It comes and goes away quickly, like in the previous years. This time, though, the floodwaters reached a depth of at least 4 meters in several areas. What made this flooding different from the last time was the prolonged heavy rainfall. Heavy rain hit Hat Yai again between November 19th and November 21st, causing disastrous floods. Over 3 days, accumulated rainfall reached 630 millimeters, which is higher than the 497 millimeters in 2000 flood and 516 millimeters in 2010. On November 21st, the rainfall reached 335 millimeters in just one day. According to the authorities, this could be happening in just once in the 300 years event, meaning there is only 0.33% chance of it happening in any given year. Geography also played a role. Hat Yai sits in a low-lying basin, making it highly flood-prone. The city was declared at the disaster zone, and emergency shelters were set up. Tens of thousands of residents were forced to evacuate. In some areas, evacuation proved difficult, as floodwaters moved extremely fast. Thousands were trapped inside their homes with no food, no water, and no electricity for days. Nearly 700,000 residents were affected by the floods, including patients in hospitals. Some medical facilities were so severely inundated that patients had to be airlifted to other hospitals. In addition to the flooding, Thailand also faced structural disasters this year. The collapse occurred near residential areas in front of Wachira Hospital and the Samse police station. The deep sinkhole was due to a collapse into an incomplete underground station, which was a part of the MRT Purple Line Extension construction project under the responsibility of MRTA. The incident did not end with the initial cave-in. Authorities warned that ongoing ground subsidence could pose risks to nearby structures and surrounding areas. The investigation has been underway since. The initial findings point to a water leak and saturated soil beneath an unfinished construction site. A ruptured pipe is believed to be weakened the substrate. No injuries were reported, though property was damaged. About a month later, authorities completed the demolition and backfilling of the site and began long-term monitoring to ensure safety. Meanwhile, Another disaster cost lives. A building collapsed in Bangkok's Chatuchak area, triggered by tremors from a powerful earthquake in Myanmar, which reached Bangkok. The 30-story skyscraper under construction for Thailand State Audit's office completely collapsed. The building was about 30% complete, with nearly 100 construction workers on the site at the time. The collapse claimed 89 lives, with 7 people still missing. The tragedy prompted a nationwide response, with international teams joining rescue and recovery efforts. Investigators later revealed the project was a joint venture between Italian Thai Development and China Railway Group. Steel used in the structure was found to be substandard. For more than a month, search operations for the missing continued, while excavation and debris removal work went on until close to mid-May. This year has been one of the most challenging periods Thailand has faced in terms of both natural and man-made disasters. Each incident has tested the country's preparedness, offering hard lessons for authorities as they confront an increasingly unpredictable future. Warisala Sahan reporting for Thai PBS World.
While apart from disaster management, another set of crises that Thailand has been attempting to deal with are scam networks. Since the beginning of this year, Thailand has increased its crackdown on scam networks, from cross-border operations to the passing of new legislation. Here are the key developments in the fight against transnational crime.
In early January, the disappearance of Chinese actor Wang Xing, also known as Xing Xing, drew widespread international media attention. He was reportedly lured into a job in a scam city, Mewadi, in Myanmar, and was trafficked across the border from Mesot in Tak province. Although this high-profile case led to his rescue and return to Thailand days later, he is just one of hundreds of thousands of people trafficked across the region, many of whom remain missing. The case led to major trans-border operations against cyber scam centers. This raid of a building in the Cambodian border town of Poipet rescued 215 victims from various countries, including Thais, Pakistanis, Indians, Taiwanese, and Indonesians. Meanwhile, Thailand has already cut power, fuel, and internet supplies to 5 locations in Myanmar, linked with scam centers. A joint trilateral task force of Thailand, China, and Myanmar has made significant progress in dismantling scam networks in Mewadi, following a strategic field visit by China's Assistant Minister of Public Security, Liu Zhongyi. His visit to the area helped catalyze the operation, resulting in the extradition of thousands of Chinese suspects to face persecution in their home country. Among these is the case of Che Zhijiang, a key figure accused of managing a network of grey businesses, particularly illegal online gambling, cyber scam operations, and human trafficking. At the International Conference on the Global Partnership Against Online Scams, held in Bangkok last week, 300 participants from 60 countries highlighted the fact that corruption remains a critical enabler for online scam networks. To combat this, the partnership committed to a stronger, unified crackdown on the global scam industry. Cybercrime in Thailand has caused losses approaching 25 billion baht this year alone, with around 320,000 complaints filed through the Thai police online system. To support the crackdown, authorities deactivated thousands of new bank accounts and introduced a game changer in the form of new legislation requiring banks, mobile phone operators, and digital platforms to share liability for losses if their security falls below state-defined standards. In a recent milestone for consumer rights, the Supreme Court ruled that cardholders are not liable for fraudulent purchases made using hacked data, setting a precedent that shifts the burden of systemic risk from consumers to financial institutions.
And now we'll end the program with sport. Thailand hosted the 33rd SEA Games, welcoming athletes from ASEAN countries for this biannual sporting event. While the event became a subject of controversy with several mishaps, the achievements of Thai athletes have brought pride to the nation. Then there's this inspiring story of a local school football team who captured people's hearts.
If we are talking about the biggest trends in the Thai sport this year, something that has taken over the whole social media and become the real phenomenon. It's not the national football team, it's not the national sport team or the top club in Thailand, but this is Monthong Vitaya, the school football team. Monthong Vitaya School started their journey far from the spotlight. The team from Changsha province, about 70 kilometers from Bangkok, traveled to matches in a modified Songtel, which Thai netizens later called the Dream Bus. It looked old and slow, but it became a symbol of hope for these boys. They shocked Thai youth football by beating famous names such as Thepsirin School and Assumption College Sriracha, and pushed all the way to the 7HD Champions Cup Final 2025, the 7-a-side tournament organized by Channel 7. Soon, the whole country was cheering for the Monthong boys and their coach, Sakon Klieng Pasert. Their support grew rapidly ahead the finals. Bangkok's Suphachalasai Stadium was packed, with scenes many people said they had not seen for decades. Monthong fought hard throughout the game. Unfortunately, they lost 2-1 to Shinawatra Provincial Administrative Organization School. But even without the trophy, their story stayed powerful, an underdog team lifting the nation's mood. Coach Sakon says, the sudden attention is a good thing, but it also brings a new challenge, how to stay grounded and keep going.
บางคนก็อย่างที่บอกว่าเขาเต็มความรู้สึกเขาไปแล้วฝันเขาเต็มไปแล้วเขาฝันอยากได้นู่นอยากได้นี่อยากได้สตาร์ทอยากได้โทรศัพท์เครื่องดีๆอยากได้นู่นได้นี่เขาได้มาหมดแล้วถ้าปีหน้าเขาเล่นอีกเขาบอกเขาได้มาแล้วเขาไม่จำเป็นต้องไปเอาอีกมันก็พอเพียงแต่ถ้าเรามีส่วนใหม่เข้ามาเนี่ยเด็กที่เขายังไม่เคยมีตรงนี้เลยเนี่ยเขาก็มีความรู้สึกเขาอยากได้เหมือนกับคนนี้เขาจะทำยังไงถึงจะให้ได้นายก็รู้อยู่แล้วว่าเขาได้เพราะอะไรว่าเขามีความสามารถเขาเก่งอยู่ก็ทำตามเขาสิ
Another major sport topic this year is the regional multi-sport event that came with a lot of drama topic, but also many of the uplifting moments. This is SEA Games 2025. The 33rd SEA Games, held from December 9th to 20th in Bangkok and Chonburi, faced heavy criticism before and during the event. There were disputes and doubts over readiness, starting with issues such as athletes' allowance complaints, athletes withdrawing from competitions, and questions about weak publicity. Floods in Songkhla forced events to be relocated. There were also visible mistakes, including technical problems during early football matches and other organizational glitches. Cambodia also withdrew, citing security concerns amid border tensions. The Games also delivered some big moments for Thailand though. The host nation finished with a record-breaking 233 gold medals overall. In sailing, Her Majesty the Queen added a rare and highly symbolic highlight by leading the Thai keelboat SSL-47 team as navigator and strategist to secure gold, with His Majesty the King also present to lend support and later present the medal at the ceremony in Chonburi. On the track, Thailand's sprinting star Puriphon Bunsorn increased the excitement with another major win in the men's 200 meters after his record-breaking performances earlier in the meet, reinforcing his status as the face of Thai athletics at these games. New faces also shown, such as young speed skating star Thanachaya Chattaisong and 10-year-old skateboard champion Chankao Mini Udompem, who became the youngest Thai athlete to win a SEA Games gold. From a dream bus which carried a school team into the hearts of the public, to a home SEA Games that mixed criticism with pride, Thai sports in 2025 showed one clear trend. People are drawn to stories of spirit, especially when athletes, large or small, perform beyond expectations. กิติพัฒน์ เชื่อสุขจิต Thai PBS World
And that was a very inspiring story indeed. And that's all for this edition of This Week with Thai PBS World. Starting in the new year, we will be seeing you at a slightly earlier time, which will be every Friday at 10 p.m. on Thai PBS. May I repeat, every Friday at 10 p.m. on Thai PBS. By the meantime, you can also follow us on social media and our website, thaipbsworld.com, for all the latest stories and analyses about Thailand. Thanks for watching, and we wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. สวัสดีค่ะ